Welcome to the Wiley virtual presentation for the 2017 Florida Instructional Materials Adoption. We here at Wiley look forward to partnering with you and your students. Wiley is one of the largest publishers in the world, and we've been empowering teaching and learning since Thomas Jefferson resided in the White House. With many of the best authors in the world, we continue to support students, instructors, and professionals with our rich library of content and resources that are available in digital and print formats. So let's get started. For your consideration today, we present Visualizing Environmental Science by David Hassenzahl, Mary Catherine Hager, and Linda Berg. Visualizing environmental science is organized around the premise that we as humans are inextricably linked to the world around us, and that understanding the environmental dilemmas that we face in our world today prepares us to make better choices in tackling these issues on a personal, local, regional, national, and global scale. Visualizing Environmental Science offers a unique presentation of content because it is part of the Wiley Visualizing series. How is Wiley Visualizing different? Visualizing combines two powerful elements: visual pedagogy integrated with comprehensive text, and the inclusion of interactive multimedia through our digital solution, Wiley Plus Learning Space. Research shows that well-designed visuals integrated with comprehensive text can improve the efficiency in which a learner processes information. Wiley Visualizing is designed as a natural extension of how we learn. Visuals, text, and learning aids are integrated to display facts, concepts, processes, and principles more effectively than words can alone. The author selected relevant visualizations and graphical displays of information that specifically support students' thinking and learning, then organized the content to integrate new knowledge with prior knowledge, thus clarifying and reinforcing major concepts, while helping students comprehend the details. This text stresses that the solutions for environmental problems, complicated by unchecked population growth and economic inequity, rest in understanding the science at the heart of these concepts. The early chapters establish the groundwork for understanding our environment, the problems we face, how science informs our decisions, environmental movements in historical context, and how sustainability and human values play a critical role in addressing these issues. Then students are presented with the intricacies of terrestrial and aquatic ecosystems, energy flow, and the cycling of matter through ecosystems. Gaining familiarity with these concepts helps students develop a deeper understanding of the implications of human population change on the environment. The latter chapters discuss the world's resources in detail and ask students to assess their availability and impacts for the future. Environmental science is a rapidly changing field, and currency is critical. Visualizing environmental science provides contemporary examples of environmental science happening throughout the world and helps students make thoughtful connections to the regions in which they live. Visualizing environmental science presents real-world data and real-world situations. Learning environmental science in this context helps students to develop critical thinking skills that can be used in making environmentally conscious decisions in their lives. Several key features of this book encourage scientific literacy and data analysis. Case studies and enviro-discovery essays offer students opportunities to assess real-life environmental challenges and attempted solutions, and apply critical thinking skills to appreciate the significance of the featured example. Process diagrams provide in-depth coverage of processes correlated with clear step-by-step narrative, making complex topics more accessible. What a scientist sees highlights how a scientist would see an issue, and helps students apply their own observational skills to think like a scientist and answer questions. Insights are multi-part visual features that focus on a key chapter concept, exploring it in detail or in a broader context, using a combination of photos, figures, and data. In-text questions encourage concept review, critical thinking, analytical deliberation, and application. Think critically questions ask students to digest, analyze, and apply the material at hand. Global-local questions reinforce a key theme of this text: the application of local to global scales of environmental science. Interpret the data questions help students evaluate graphs, figures, and data sets. Sustainable citizen questions foster a sense of personal responsibility and help students make connections from the content to their own lives. Critical and creative thinking questions encourage students to develop an analytical understanding of the ideas presented in the chapter. The chapter pedagogy helps students navigate the content with a clear understanding of what they need to focus on in order to succeed. A chapter outline tells students what topics they will encounter in the upcoming chapter. The chapter planner points out key features and helpful practice tips for students as they study. Learning objectives at the start of each section identify the concepts that students are expected to master while reading the section. Concept check questions at the end of each section allow students to test their understanding of the learning objectives. Lastly, a visual summary reinforces important chapter elements. Wiley visualizing is based on the understanding that learning is an active process of knowledge construction. The 5th edition of Visualizing Environmental Science is available in Wiley Plus Learning Space, which is a digital environment that facilitates engagement and active learning. With Wiley Plus Learning Space, students have the opportunity to practice, ask questions, share insights, and see how they're doing through self-assessment. Students create a personalized study plan, assess progress along the way, and make deeper connections as they interact with the course material and each other. This collaborative learning environment provides immediate insight into strengths and problem areas through a combination of dynamic course materials and visual reports so that both you and your students can act on what's most important. When logged into Wiley Plus Learning Space as an instructor, you'll see the course is divided into 4 key quadrants. The top left is where you'll find the interactive ebook. The top right displays upcoming and recently graded assignments. The bottom left gives a snapshot of class performance and engagement. A student would see their individual performance metrics here when logged into their course. And lastly, on the bottom right, we see the last 3 entries of class activity. Class activity measures individual activity as well as interactions with the content, with the instructor, and with peers. When you click into the upper left corner to access the e-text, students will find a number of ways to actively engage with the Visualizing Environmental Science core content. An interactive ebook allows students to highlight text, take personal notes, or engage in discussion with peers. Students can also mark figures and activities as favorites and add them to their personalized study notes. Concept check questions at the end of each section offer low-stakes practice opportunities with instant feedback for students to confirm their understanding of the key section topics before moving on to the next section. Dozens of interactivities and animated modules are found in line with the text content to keep students actively engaged with the material. These activities are mobile-friendly and can be accessed from a tablet or phone. Select figures, approximately 5 per chapter, have been transformed into interactive figures, where students can manipulate and interact with the figures, enhancing engagement and deepening understanding of the content. Visualizing Environmental Science and Wiley Plus Learning Space can help teachers address key course challenges, such as student readiness, currency, and engagement. Several pre-created assignments are available in Wiley Plus Learning Space, including pre- and post-lecture quizzes and a test bank. Open-ended discussion questions can be found in line with the text content and provide opportunities for peer-to-peer collaboration, including group work, regional applications, and class participation. Teachers may replace the existing questions with their own question content if they so choose. Other tools available to teachers include lecture PowerPoints, images and tables in PowerPoint and JPEGs, and an instructor manual for each chapter. Choosing Wiley means responsive customer support, quality instructor and student resources, multi-format content in digital, ebook, and print, and customization. We can add, remove, or rearrange content in all formats to meet your specific course needs. Thank you for your time and consideration. If you have any questions, please reach out to your account manager, Debbie Yuka, or the editor for Environmental Science here at Wiley, Alan Halfin, or the Market Development Manager, Robert Johnston.